Houston, we want to believe. We watched the ace pitcher mow down everyone in sight, and we believe HES got the hot hand, and that he'll go right on dominating. We see the star slugger go into a deep funk, and we yell at the manager to bench his sorry ass. Streaks, patterns, tendencies. We are all prognosticators at heart, looking for anything that might resemble a trend, and making sweeping judgments based on what we see. Even when we only have a few games worth of results to inform our opinions. Game 4 of the World Series kicked all of those narratives in the teeth. The Dodgers rallied late to beat the Astros 6-2, tying the series at 22. And just as Houston got huge turnarounds from previously ice-cold players to win games 2 and 3, two badly slumping Dodgers led the way in Game 4, it was tough to be optimistic about Alex Wood heading into Saturday night's contest. Wood's overall numbers this season point to a pitcher who steamrolled everyone in sight all season long. His 2.72 ranked 4th in the National League among pitchers with as many innings pitched, and his 163 record topped all NL starters in winning percentage. But a closer look at Wood's season as well as his postseason suggested potential calamity ahead. Wood's velocity was the biggest red flag. The 26-year-old lefty stormed out of the gate to start this season, averaging better than 93 miles per hour on his go-to sinker, a career high. He then maintained that level for 2 months, before the downtrend begun. By June, he was throwing 92, by August, 91, and by season's end, his sinker barely topped 90, completing his shockingly fast in-season decline. Wood's performance dovetailed with those velocity trends. On July 15, he looked like a Cy Young candidate, racking up 101 strikeouts in 86 and 2/3 innings, with a microscopic 1.56 ERA, a tiny opponent's batting line of .173, .240, .228, and somehow, just 2 home runs allowed all season. His final 11 starts of the season looking nothing like that: 65 and 2/3 innings, 50 strikeouts, a 4.25 ERA, an opponent's ledger of .270, .315, .486, and 13 home runs allowed. When Wood served up 3 more long balls in 4 and 2/3 innings in his Game 4 loss against the Cubs in the NLCS, you had to wonder if he'd have anything left in the tank for the World Series. Turns out he did. Forget all the Dodgers pitching greats who took the mound for postseason games past: Koufax, Drysdale, Hershiser, Kershaw. Wood did something none of those luminaries, or any other Dodgers pitcher, had ever done in the playoffs. He fired 5 and 2/3 no-hit innings, and did so against this season's most potent offense to boot. Wood's other bugaboo during the past 3 months, aside from his nose-diving velocity, has been his inability to keep the ball down. Fire 93 miles per hour sinkers knee-high and on the corners, and you're going to break a lot of hitters' hearts. Float them in at 8,990, and leave them spinning belt-high over the middle of the plate, and you're going to get whiplash watching so many rockets leave the yard. Not so on this night. Wood's sinker averaged a mere 90.4 miles per hour, and his ability to regain his former heat will be a major question mark heading into next spring. But by absolutely owning the bottom of the strike zone, Wood made his softer stuff work, as this pitch chart shows. Unfortunately for Wood, his teammates couldn't do anything against his mound counterpart Charlie Morton either. If Wood favored the bottom of the zone, Morton absolutely pounded it. Of the 76 pitches the Astros right-hander hurled on the night, just 7 of them landed in the upper third of the zone, and just 20 in the upper half. The result was 6 innings of 2-hit, shutout ball on the other side. In Game 2 of the World Series, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts pulled starter Rich Hill after the lefty allowed just 1 run against the first 17 batters he faced. Los Angeles went on to lose that game in extra innings, after usually unhittable closer Kenley Jansen couldn't get through 6 outs without serving up a game-tying homer in the 9th. Blame it on that desire to steal a few more outs from his starter, onward looking unhittable through those 5 and 2/3 no-hit innings, or both. Whatever the case, starting a 3rd time through the order by facing dangerous right-hand masher George Springer looked like an iffy strategy, and it backfired when Springer smashed a 2-out homer to give the Astros a 10 lead. That's when another Dodgers star stepped to the narrative-smashing podium. Cody Bellinger had gone 0 for 13 heading into his matchup with Morton with 1 out in the 7th inning. It was as ugly and 0 for 13 as you'll ever see too. Bellinger struck out 4 times in 4 at-bats in Game 3, seeing curveballs on 9 of the first 10 pitches against him by Lance McCullers. McCullers' 3 punch-outs of Bellinger were the only 3 the Astros starter registered all game. Bellinger followed the Golden Sombrero by going 0 for 2 to start Game 4, with Morton tying him in knots with his own curveball en route to yet another strikeout in the 5th. All told, Morton chucked 6 curveballs out of 8 pitches against Bellinger in their first 2 matchups of the game. Then in the 7th, Morton doubled down on his bender-heavy approach, throwing 3 of them to Bellinger as the soon-to-be 2017 Rookie of the Year worked the count to 32. The sequence went like this: fastball for a ball, curveball for a called strike, curveball fouled off, fastball for a ball, curveball for a ball.